Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Jimmy Henning. He's with the University of Kentucky, is the Extension Forage Specialist there.
Yes, we are really happy to be coming back to Bowling Green to the Warren County Extension Office with our Kentucky Alfalfa and Stored Forage Conference. We were there a couple of years ago. We talked about baleage that day. Next month, February, we're going to talk about hay.
Absolutely. And I think that's important. We get calls quite often about maybe getting into the hay business. There's a lot of questions. And so you guys have an agenda lined up with great speakers that are going to answer some of those questions.
It really ranges all the way from, how do you know you're getting a good buy on used equipment, all the way to, if you're a buyer, how do you know if the hay that you want to buy is any good or not? And usually that means you're looking at a hay test or maybe physically looking at hay, so I mean that's going to cover the range, how to and well, it's going to cover the range. It's going to be fun.
And it's called the Alfalfa and Stored Forage Conference. But I've had producers say, well, I don't raise alfalfa, so I don't know if it's for me. But this conference has something, if you grow any type of forages, I think it'd be beneficial.
Oh yeah, and as people in the business know, if you're a buyer or a seller, anything with two strings on it is going to sell. And so this is all about handling forage. Yes, alfalfa has been a traditional theme, and certainly, there are some really good alfalfa growers in your area, and people that want to grow it or that want to buy it. But no, you are quite right. This is about people that are going to be interested in growing forage of any kinds, but also making hay, making good hay, selling hay, buying hay. I mean, I'm as excited about this program as I have been about any of them in years. We register at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's Central Time. The program will begin by 8:45. But that first speaker is John Russell from Ohio, and he is a major hay and straw producer. And so John is going to walk us through how he does it, what works for him. That's in the humid environment like we have, and so that's going to be very interesting. You know, Come down to the next one. We got Laurie Lawrence on campus, who's our preeminent horse nutritionist. How to teach hay buyers what their horses really need, right? And then Dennis Wright, who's local. He's from local Logan County. Dennis has been growing hay almost longer than I've been living, and he's going to talk about how to find and evaluate used equipment. And I mean, that would be worth the price of admission right there. And a lot of times in the forage business, you make money by not spending money. So Dennis is a veteran and an expert and a good hay grower. And that's just a couple that are on the agenda. That's part of the morning program.
Absolutely. Now, also, not only you have a whole lineup of speakers, but there's also a trade show and also time for farmers to kind of network with other forage producers.
Oh, you know it. And I think a lot of times it's the sidebar discussions that I truly believe people find as valuable as the major program. You're going to have, I mean, myself there, you're going to have Chris Toitz there, Ray Smith there, Laurie Lawrence, and Dr. Gary Lacefield, actually, too. You're going to have, industry people and all of us around all day. And we'd love to take your questions of whatever kind.
All right, so it's February 8th here at the Extension office. I know you guys are asking people to RSVP so you can make accurate plans for meal numbers.
Absolutely. We want to make sure that if you come, we feed you. But you can do that if you're good. If the online thing works for you, Google UKY forages and then look for events and just let your mouse do the walking. But if you'd rather call, the Warren County office, call them, let them know you're coming.
Absolutely. Now, there is a registration fee to help cover the cost. And so, but you have two, and I think it's really special because you're offering a discount for students.
Absolutely. It's a $40 registration for us, for adults, but the students can get in for 15. And we'd love to have students with it. They're the lifeblood of the future of ag.
Yes, absolutely. And you can probably even maybe talk to your professor and maybe get some credit for coming because I think there's so much and such valuable information and practical knowledge is going to be shared on that day. And we hope to see you at the Alfalfa and Stored Forage Conference on February the 8th.